End-to-end encryption of personal information doesn't exist as e-commerce, websites, healthcare systems and APIs are unable to communicate with encrypted data. Data completeness and accuracy validation is also an issue for systems. We deliver with a Spring Boot Swagger set of microservices and proxy servers. Become CMS, FHIR, HIPAA, CCPA, GDPR compliant with CMS-mandated patient-secured data reporting and downloads. A BDR team delivers most any application repository and training in 1 month or less. Audit the relationships of column names and data values with probabilistic matching. The rejection and movement of errored and missing data as well outliers and invalid data patterns enter a rejection file. Call the microservices from your UI. We are now setting up a connection to a database, selecting desired tables, and then the application will process all the columns in the file, though the UI also allows the user to test for the completeness of the columnar data and also identify the patterns of the columns data to validate the column data will meet the requirements of the data migration process. This run also give all the standard and advanced data profiling statistics. Now we see the results of this process. First, we can view the standard and advanced data profiling statistics like minimum and maximum values, the mean, the completeness like nulls, zeros, spaces, and the user interface allows for the multiple levels of drilling into the results all the way down to the lowest level system source of record. Next, we are viewing the outliers that can determine when activity, inventory or even parts are out of the norm and should be reviewed, and the UI allows again for the user to drill to the system source of record. Now we click on the error report icon to view the data that either by the user selections, have a null, or zeros or blanks in it, making it incomplete data, or the data in the column and row has data not meeting the required pattern necessary to function in the following processes. This allows users and administrators to correct the data quickly to get the customer information through the process quicker and accurately. Now we are setting up a migration process to move one table to a new table, and while the data is in motion, we will be checking for the email pattern. When the email pattern is found, the process will encrypt the email value before the data is written to an at rest state. We are now looking at the newly migrated table with its schema and data and see that the email values are securely encrypted. We are now seeing the proxy allowing interfaces and APIs the ability to communicate non-encrypted data to encrypted data. With the proxy off, as we type and to search the data for Lisa, we see in the results the email address is encrypted and secured from the user. Now we turn on the proxy to take control of the database communications, allowing unencrypted data to work business as usual with encrypted data. Now when Lisa's data is searched, we see that the email is returned in a readable, unencrypted format. With the proxy still on, we can even enter the non-encrypted email value to search on, and a match is made to the encrypted emails and all the expected results are returned, non-encrypted. Here we are viewing the comprehensive and extensive list of roles and permissions to protect the sensitive processes allowed by the BDR application. We are now searching through a FHIR Release 5 version of near 150 resources and well over 10,000 fields and subfields. We are using the search capability of the UI to quicken up the process to set up our desired reporting information, establishing the criteria to only show us data from Dallas and submit the process and the selection of the resources and fields desired. Now with the process completed, we are able to view the results of the FHIR report on the UI. Now we select to securely export the results of the complete report. In doing so, the user is prompted for 2 passwords. One to open up the zip file after it is downloaded, and a second password that will be needed for the microservice to decrypt the securely downloaded zip report file data. Here we are entering the zip password and now can open and see the download files such as the encrypted report data as well as the secured microservice that will shortly decrypt the downloaded reporting data. As we can see, the downloaded data was securely encrypted with AES 256 encryption. Now we will click on the decryption microservice that will create a new report file with the data decrypted. Now as we view the new file, we see it is readable and decrypted for our use. Again, this was an end-to-end encrypted process. This Spark 3.5, Java, Spring Swagger framework offers scalability, accuracy and speed for data migration. BDR's multi-factor authentication, AES 256 encryption of data and class code, prevents re-engineering of code. Contact BDR at 847-440-4439.